The Morningline presents Building Our Future. We're introducing you to local young people who are creating, inventing, and achieving, and the teachers and mentors who are helping them along the way. It's all part of WLNI's continued focus on the Lynchburg community. Building Our Future is brought to you by LG Flint General Contractors, where you are a customer for life. Visit lgflint.com to see why their work speaks for itself.
And joining us here in the studio for Building Our Future is Colt Elder, or Colt the Bolt. Colt, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning. Nice to talk to you.
All right, so and the reason we are talking to you is you are a contestant on American Ninja Warrior right now, and all we can say at this point is that you have made it to the semifinals, and people can, is it in 2 weeks, Monday, 2 weeks, that they can tune in and watch that?
Roughly. It's probably going to be more like 4 weeks, I guess.
But so we cannot tell you any more than that, so don't text in with anything like that. Otherwise, you can text in with questions. So, Colt the Bolt, how did you get that nickname, first of all?
That nickname actually came from playing flag football when I was younger.
So, fast?
I was fast, yes, sir.
All right. And are you? I'm going to take it you're still pretty fast as far as a runner?
I would say so.
What kind of sports did you play when you were younger? What do you do now?
I did just about every sport except baseball. That's what I like to say. I did all the main sports except baseball.
All right, fair enough. That's pretty good. That's that just timing, or is that the one you're maybe not quite as good at as the others, or anything?
I don't know. It was funny. My dad did baseball when he was younger, and then that was the only one I never ended up doing.
All right,
I was just gonna say. So, what got you into the American Ninja Warrior type obstacle course Spartan race type thing? Because I mean it's not something that you see people doing every day, and it's impressive to watch when people do it.
So I first saw it when I was 6 years old. Actually, I was just on the TV and I saw American Ninja Warrior, and I was like, ninja stuff, I want to watch that. I was thinking karate chops, like kicking boxes, but then I watched it and I was like, man, that looks like fun. And so then I started creating little things in my backyard, and then about the time I was 10, I saw a gym called Elite Athletics, and I started going there and training there, and I trained there like anywhere between 1 to 3 times a week.
So you made your own obstacle course?
Yes, sir.
Out in the backyard. Now, was there by any chance a chicken coop anywhere in the vicinity of said obstacle course?
The chicken coop stayed outside the obstacle course.
All right, that's good.
That would have been bad if I'd have fallen on a chicken.
Well, but it gives you an audience when you're practicing, if nothing else.
That's true.
Do the chickens pay attention to you, or do they just do their own thing?
Some of them, they vary. There was one chicken we had that would follow us around and stuff, but for the most part, they mind their own business.
Now tell us about the Ninja Nuggets.
So basically, if the eggs come from the chickens at our house, then they're considered the Ninja Nuggets, and they basically help me throughout the course.
All right. Well, hey, any advantage that you can get. Now, you're from Alta Vista, and this has to be, how big a deal is this of you being, on national television here on American Ninja Warrior down there?
I don't know. You don't see that every day.
No, I'm sure you don't. But, I mean, do you have a lot of support in the community? You have a lot of people really interested in your progress and that kind of thing?
I do. It's really amazing. There's a whole lot of people that are really supportive of me. Like, my entire school watched on, like, a Zoom call while I competed on the course. It's, like, everybody's really supportive, and it's really awesome.
That's good to hear. And now, also, you were also on, there's a junior version.
Yes, sir.
Of this program. You competed on that. How did you do on that?
I got to the quarterfinals of the junior version. It was top 16, but I ended up messing up pretty bad, and I wasn't that great on the junior show either way.
So you've improved a lot.
Yes, sir.
Since then, as we say, through to the semifinals. So take us through this, people. If you haven't seen this, it's really impressive. It's a way, especially this part, you're jumping from these just like sort of these little round pads to pads and things like that. Do you know what the course is going to be beforehand? Are you able to train specifically for it, or do you just have to kind of do general training and figure it out?
You do specific training, but not for the obstacles, because you don't know what they're going to be.
Right.
So you do like specific training and work on specific stuff that like are weird motions that you wouldn't think to work otherwise. But then about like a day before, then you get to see the course, and then you get to start planning out and like mapping out like what have I already done, how can I use that.
Yeah, see, that's what I was wondering, because I was going to say, if you just walk out and it's the first time you see the course, it seems like that's an incredible degree of difficulty.
Yeah, that would be weird because you wouldn't know how far things are. You'd just be jumping and just completely whiff everything.
How intimidating is it? Because the one thing that I've noticed from watching the show kind of off and on throughout the years is that big wall right there at the end.
Oh, yeah.
How you walk up to that thing, how intimidating is that? Because that wall looks 10, 12 feet high, and you've just got to pretty much just run straight up it.
Yeah, it's 14 feet, so it's high. But I have one at the gym, and I've practiced it, and I've run up it so many times it became routine for me. And running up it just felt like a normal day of just like walking through the park. Like, it got routine for me.
What's the hardest obstacle that you've had to do on American Ninja Warrior?
So I probably can't say the hardest one that I've had to do.
Gotcha.
So far, the hardest
one that people have seen. Let's do it that way.
The hardest one that I've done so far is there's I think it's called the Ferris wheels, and basically you just have to pull up all the way around to the top of this Ferris wheel, and then it drops all the way back down, and then you have to pull yourself all the way back up again, and it drops back down again.
Man, that sounds like it could be frustrating at some point. So now tell us about, you're also in a World Ninja League.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about that.
So I've done the World Ninja League for the last like 4 or 5 years. It's completely separate from American Ninja Warrior, but it's a league that does the Ninja Warrior stuff. And from there, I competed in the teen division, and then I moved up to the elite division. That's what I compete in now.
And so how have you done in that?
So last year I did really good, actually. Last year there was a balance obstacle that a lot of the really good people fell on.
Right.
But I got through it, so I ended up placing 8th overall.
Cool. All right, so nice top 10 finish.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I guess another question: what sort of future is there in this? Is this something? Would it ever? I mean, have a professional league, or is it something that you can just compete in year after year as far as the show goes and that kind of thing?
I mean, there's been a lot of talk of things that they're trying to do. Right now, the only potential future is there's only a couple people that are really good, that are really popular, that they can make it into the future of basically just going through getting like interviewed and stuff for it. That's how they'd make money through it. But the sport itself, right, as of right now, there's not really a good way to make money from it.
Speaking with Colt Elder, Colt the Bolt here on WLNI with Building Our Future. And do you expect to continue to compete?
Yes, sir. I hope to.
And is there any kind of a limit as the number of times you can be on the show, or is it just a matter of if you qualify, you qualify?
I mean, it's unlimited. The older you get, the harder it gets to compete and do well on the show.
Trust me, as the older you get, a lot of things get harder the older you get. Trust me, you'll learn about that as time goes on. Now, Christy, do you want to say anything? What do you think about this having Colt American Ninja Warrior? That must be something. I mean, it must be exciting, right?
We could not be more proud of Colt. He has worked so hard for this, and we're just really, really proud of him. So, yes, but the dedication and the work that he's put into it is legit.
Really? So, yeah, that's a good question. How many hours a day do you say you practice for this?
I mean, it all depends on the week, how busy I am and stuff. Some weeks it's like I'll spend like 30 hours doing stuff. That's probably the high end of it. Because I'm big on taking like at least 1 or 2 rest days in the week, because then I need my muscles to regenerate.
Yeah,
so.
Well, and that's So what kind of training do you do? I mean, obviously you've done the obstacle courses. You've you've got that. You've got the wall that you run up of. But core exercises, like what necessarily are you working out? Everything? What do you have core muscles that you focus on? What's the regiment?
So some of the main muscles that it is a lot of biceps and stuff. So I'll practice just hanging onto a bar with which it's called hanging your L's, which is where your arm is bent in 90 degrees, and you'll just try to hang there and hold that for as long as you can, and that helps you to be able to just like pull yourself through better and just hold in your L's basically. And then I'll do a lot of core workouts because it's a whole lot more of abs than you would think it is. So I'll just go through and do a bunch of ab workouts and train my abs, because that's one thing. Like, there's a lot of things that like you would think, being on American Ninja Warrior and stuff, that I'd be like really strong lifting weights and stuff, but I'm really not. But then if it came to do like an ab workout versus somebody else, then I would like destroy them in that.
Right. I mean, yeah, I guess just straight out physical strength maybe is not the most important thing for something. You really got to have agility and coordination.
And it's all about strength to weight ratio. So I weigh like 150 pounds, but I'm also like 5'10", and
that's pretty tall for 150.
It is.
So let's talk about school. 4.3 GPA and
Yes,
dual
sir.
enrollment at CVCC. What do you like to study? What are your favorite classes?
I'm a pretty big math guy. I like a lot
Like
of
Anthony. Anthony loves math.
Yeah, I'm a big 2+2 guy.
Oh yeah, there we go.
So why do you like why do you like math?
I don't know. I've just always been interested in math. I've always liked puzzles, stuff like that, things that can make me think.
No, look, that is definitely good. So now you've got dual enrollment at CVCC. What do you see as far as your academic future?
I'm still trying to figure that out, actually. I'm thinking maybe engineer, maybe some kind of mechanical thing. I can't really decide right now.
Well, if you have an engineering degree, you will not be short of work for the rest of your life. That is for sure. So I guess there is no ninja scholarship yet at colleges or anything like that.
Not yet. I'm hoping they'll add one, but
Now let me ask you. This will show how old I am. But what if you ever saw a pirate? What would you do?
is there a right answer to this?
Well, no, just the old. There used to be this old sort of. I guess now it'd be a meme: ninjas versus pirates.
Oh.
And people would have. And people would have like big sword fights and some big groups of people, and it was just ninjas versus pirates, and people would pick up a side. And so once again, as I said,
Don't worry, I didn't get it either.
Yeah,
I didn't get it either.
I have sufficiently demonstrated my advanced age at this point, I think.
Are the semifinals, because I know once you get to certain points in American Ninja Warrior, are they in like really cool in different places?
So in other years, they've had it where it's been in the qualifiers have been in different places, and then everything will come back together for the finals in Vegas. But for this year, they did everything and filmed it all in Vegas.
Okay.
So yeah, it was just a lot of people were just there like for a long time, just in Vegas throughout all the rounds.
And what was the filming like the filming process or duration? I mean, obviously it's not you're not going to Vegas every other couple weeks. It's
All right, let's be careful here. We don't get anybody in trouble.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't want to necessarily get in trouble for saying
Right.
that, but. And I'm not sure how I'm supposed to say that either.
You're good. Just tell me I asked a bad question. All good.
Hey, it's not as bad as the pirate question, so you got that going for you. Now, hey, also a member of the Civil Air Patrol. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, do you fly much, or are you more based on the ground? What do you do there?
I mean, for the Civil Air Patrol, you get like a maximum of 5 flights. I'm at 4 right now, so I'm abusing that. But
Right. It's fun though, flying around, looking down, and getting that view, isn't it? Just
yep, I love it. I'm trying to work on getting my private pilot's license too right now because I love flying.
Yeah, I can believe it. You already just about maxed yourself out for Civil Air Patrol. All right, so Colt, here as we finish up, can people find you, say Instagram, other social media like that? How do they find you?
They can. I'm on Instagram as Colt the Bolt Ninja. Well, it might not be Ninja. I don't really remember, but Colt the Bolt.
Search Colt the Bolt and you will find
Yeah,
him.
it should pop up.
It'll pop up.
All right, Colt Elder and Christy Elder, thank you all for joining us today on
Thank you so
Building Our
much.
Future.